A strip club planned for the Parkway Village area has been shut down before it could even open. The Gentlemen's Club was set to open near a church on Mendenhall Road. WMC Action News 5 investigator Jerry Askin explains how his investigation led code enforcement to putting a stop to the business. Jerry?
And Kanji, even this sign reads "coming soon." Now, after our phone calls today, these front doors are closed after inspectors told us property owners here misled them.
It really hurt that someone would decide to bring that type of business in a neighborhood.
Pastor Beatrice Davis says she was not going to let this happen. Her church is 2 doors down from this building with a sign now reading Fancy Gentlemen's Club, which you can see had plans of opening soon. It's also across from apartments where kids usually play.
We feel that it is a public nuisance and it is an injustice to bring that type of business into the community.
Wednesday morning, after we pushed for answers, code enforcement inspectors put this sign up on the door reading "Do Not Occupy."
They know they shouldn't be doing it in that zone.
It wasn't until our phone calls that inspectors even knew the Gentlemen Club signs were up. This comes after Pastor Davis and church leaders filed this complaint back in July of last year after finding out this building might soon be a strip club.
He misrepresented what he was going to do there when he took the permit out.
Inspectors say owners said the place was going to be a restaurant or a pawn shop when they applied for a permit last year. I asked why inspectors waited so long to address the issue.
So you all did try to address it, and it was a vacant building.
Correct.
We did try and get reaction from property owners Wednesday.
No comment?
But I was quickly shown the door. And back live here, building inspectors say this place, the way it's advertised, goes against zoning regulations and is not allowed to open. We're live in Southeast Memphis. Jerry Askin, WMC Action News 5.
Breaking news.
New at 5, a former gang member working to turn around lives of middle school students by working side by side with them. WMC Action News 5's Jerry Askin explains how a man once involved in violence is now making a difference. Jerry?
Well, Kanji, you know, D'Angelo Collier has a pretty impressive story. He's working now at 201 Poplar as a truancy officer, but hearing his story, you'd never know.
I'm a former gang member, and I've been to jail before because I was hanging around the wrong crowd.
But now D'Angelo Collier has made big changes and turned his life around. He said in 2014 he reached his breaking point.
My little brother, he died of gun violence, and I knew that I had to make a change. I knew that I had to give my life to God.
Now he's 23 years old, working as a truancy officer, encouraging kids to stay in school and make positive choices.
I said, "What's up, man? This is not the way to go. Your gang members does not care about you."
He said he can relate after living the rough life. His work at Georgian Hills Middle School has helped to reduce the truancy rate by 25% this past school year. The school now has a 21.4% truancy rate.
And I think that that is contributed to the work that Mr. Collier does in that school.
Megan Petrowski is Collier's supervisor.
They can easily relate to him, and he has been a huge benefit.
Collier hopes his story can encourage others and has a message for people heading down the wrong path.
You're only going to end up 2 places, in jail or in a cemetery, if you go around the wrong route.
And like myself and many of us, Collier said he's the first in his family to actually finish college. He's actually written a book about his story called Breaking the Family Curse. To find out more, head over to WMCActionNews5.com. Live downtown, Jerry Askin, WMC Action News 5.
Tonight, the investigators uncover some of the worst apartments for crime, areas where police have to spend a lot of time. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Birch.
And I'm Kanji Anthony. 19 of the top high crime apartments were identified by Memphis police. The top of the list, New Horizons off Mill Branch in Winchester. Number 2 on the list, Hillview Village Apartments off Airways and Interstate 240. WMC Action News 5's Jerry Askin is live with how one complex is working to change that. Jerry.
Well, I'm working to get a breakdown of all those recent crimes here, and we're at New Horizon, where police say had the worst crime, and owners told me they're working to possibly add more cameras here and fix the gates.
I wanted to be safe where I lay my head.
Vivian Miller lives at the New Horizon Apartments in Whitehaven and was like many now more concerned when I told them Memphis police ranked their apartment complex as the worst in the city for crime.
Yes, it breaks my heart to hear about any crime that's going on anywhere, especially where I live.
Memphis police confirmed between February 6th and May 7th of 2017, they were called to New Horizon Apartments 141 times. The second most dangerous complex, Hillview Apartments, 71 incidents during the same time period, followed by Pepper Tree Apartments, Eden at Water's Edge, and the Autumnwood Apartments.
It really don't be nothing happening over here.
Well, it depends on who you ask. New Horizon was the same complex where a 3-year-old boy was shot and killed weeks ago. His father was charged. He pled not guilty. And back in 2011, the Shelby County DA's office served a temporary injunction against the apartments after 875 incidents during a 4-month period, including gang activity and drug activity. Even a 1-year-old boy was shot. Keisha Carr now manages the apartments. But you all do have a crime problem here. You would agree with that, right?
I think there's a crime problem in the world, period.
But here, you would agree with, right?
I do believe that there are issues.
Carr says the larger the property, the more crime you'll see. She says she has 3,000 residents and told me crime has gone down here in the past 5 years since she became manager. And she credits the many DV and crime reduction programs in place here.
Some of those calls are either us calling to have someone transported, and generally it's a domestic violence call.
MPD told me also many calls may be emergency calls. I did call all top 5 properties today. Only New Horizon got back with us today. You can find all 19 dangerous properties according to police on our website, WMCActionNews5.com. We're live in Whitehaven. Jerry Askin, WMC Action News 5.